Like I said, all these arrangements are mostly arrangements that have arpeggios. And so what we're trying to do is look for the rolls. Arpeggios are just like rolls. We're breaking up, holding a chord and doing. So you have little versions of rolls, and these things where you do like the bouncing between strings with a finger. Where you usually use your thumb to play that stuff. Those are the two main things you have here. So it starts out with a roll. When we're doing that roll, the 3-note roll with thumb index ring, there's an extra thumb on top. Just do it again, and then alternate. And that little measure there is the one that you see every second measure on every line is that. And then 2 of the 4th measures are also that. So that happens 6 times. So you have a roll, another roll, and then that melody. And we have our first of the D7 rolls. So this whole measure is just a D7. 1 on the 2nd string, 2 on the 3rd string, and you just play a roll backwards and a roll up. Same roll. Cool. And then you have that same melody again. So, you do that same thing again. And we have the second ending, which is again another roll. That's that same roll we've been doing. And then we have one of these sort of bouncing back and forth between the strings. So the 3rd measure of that second line is a D7, a 1 and a 2. And you want to do thumb and finger and thumb and finger. So it's always just kind of bouncing like that. You could do like a thumb and index or a thumb and middle, but I do both. I do thumb index, thumb middle, thumb index. So I'm just kind of alternating that. Cool. So that line is roll, and then the bouncing, alternate thumb and index. And then, now this one, the 5, I do with the pinky. I'd use my pinky on 5, my ring on 4, and pointer on 2. That way you don't have to change your hand position. And the guideline here again is bouncing back and forth between the strings, so you have a finger and a thumb. So that's going 1st string, thumb, 1st string, 4th string. Same thing on the 4th fret. And then the same melody again. And then the 3rd measure here is the same as the 3rd measure on the 1st line. It's the D7, hold the chord, go back and roll. And that's that melody again. Then we have this again. So again, bouncing. Finger, thumb, finger, thumb. Same melody. And then this line is the same as the 3rd measure on the 2nd line, where you have roll and then back and forth, thumb, finger. That's everything. There to end that. Put your ring finger over the 12th fret and just kind of hit the strings. Cool? Make sense?
That's great.
Okay. And that's really a typical kind of arrangement. You're going to see it in all these pieces where you're doing some sort of roll, doing a lot of open strings, holding chords, playing out patterns in your right hand. And you just want to identify the patterns, get good at doing those patterns, because you're just going to see them. Like here you have this first pattern happens once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6 times, 7, 8 times, and then the back and forth thing happens, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then there's that one little melody, and that's pretty much the whole song. Cool. Okay. Trying to identify that stuff, and then in the future we're going to do more and more and more of those, And in this book, what he does is he kind of adds like a little technique all the time. Sometimes he'll add a slide, or he'll add hammer-ons, or he'll add different kinds of cross-string things, and you're just going to keep seeing those things over and over and over again. You get this little roll down, you got it for another 10 songs. Cool?